nose.
I was hoping not. Sorry. I was like, I should have a quick drink before I say anything.
I think we should just open on that. It just starts right there. Hello and welcome to In the Library with
Michelle.
And I'm Adrian. And we just got to watch Michelle try very hard not to laugh coffee out her nose. Is that coffee?
No, it is electrolytes.
One of those liquid IV things.
Yeah. Except I use the cheap brand because I don't want to pay for it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Ugh.
All right, so we are coming at you from middle-ish of April 2026.
Yeah, I know. This month has already flown by.
I know. How's your month going?
There's a lot going on. I'm trying to manage it. How about you?
You don't stay busy. I know.
No.
I know things.
How's your month so far?
Well, I got a couple of projects done. That feels good.
That is good.
Yeah. Updating the marriage directory for all of Bedford Township.
Oh, I did not know we had such documents.
We do in the local history. A couple of our volunteers, Jackie McMahon, started it by collecting all of the wedding and engagement announcements she found for like decades. And
That's
then,
cool.
Yeah, Sally Bouton and I have been expanding it with more recent stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. We don't have the actual marriage licenses or certificates, which is a common question. But if you are curious to see somebody's wedding announcement, we do have those in the Bedford Local History Room. Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Did not know.
Anyway, so we are here to talk about gardening.
Yeah, there's just a few little things I wanted to quick mention. We do have our seed library in the back of the library. We have moved it. I know I've mentioned it before, but it is now to the right side of our fireplace in the back. We're expanding. There's also a question box back there. So if anybody has a gardening question, go right ahead and put your question in the box, which is on top of the seed library. And then we have our free tree giveaway this weekend, which we'll talk about a little bit more. But those are 3 things I had on my list of like housekeeping items.
What's your favorite tree?
I'd have to say I love willows.
Mm.
I love willows. But they need kind of specific environments. They do like it wet, which I don't really have that, which I shouldn't complain.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love willows because you know what? You can make a willow tea, and it is really good for hormones for your seedlings. So if you need something for that,
Willow tea sounds like an up and coming like young actress.
Well, technically speaking, that's what they used for fevers and pain years ago. Willow bark tea. They did use it for things like that. But this is where you would you'd snip them off about now. You'd be snipping off branches. You stick them in water for a few days, and then you can use that water to be good for your plants right before. It's like a hormone stimulator for your plants, which is super cool. So I think willows. What about you? Do you have a specific tree?
My favorite tree. I'm a fan of. So this isn't a specific tree, but it's a genre of tree.
Okay, a genre of tree.
I know. I love bonsai trees.
Oh,
I think they're so beautiful. Doesn't matter what the tree is. When it's a little tiny like that.
You know, they give a lot of classes over on M50 over near Ida. There's a really cool place that does all kinds of bonsai stuff. Also, the zoo, I believe, does classes.
The
Toledo Zoo. I believe they do bonsai classes.
Huh. If you're interested in bonsai, be sure to check these out.
Yeah, why not? All right, you want to hear about my native plant of the week?
Oh, let's hear about this. What do we got?
So it's called purple giant hyssop. Okay, it is from the mint family. Okay, it's Agastaceae. That's the first part of its Latin name. And I'm going to be honest, I cannot say the second word.
Let me see if I can do this. So, Agastaceae scrofulorifolia.
Yeah, but it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 syllables.
Yeah. Scrofularifolia. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good for you, man, because I can't do that. I told you. Really cool plant. It's from the mint family. It's actually known as hummingbird mint. Some people call it that. It's medicinal and edible. A lot of people make teas out of it and such.
I have to stop you real quick. Is it called hummingbird mint because it eats the hummingbirds or the hummingbirds eat it?
The hummingbirds eat it.
Okay.
Yes. It can get up to 6 feet high. Some people say 2 to 3 feet. I have never had one of these come as 2 to 3 feet, but 6 feet high, it can get to. You can plant them 1 to 2 feet apart. They don't compete well with other plants, so you have to kind of make sure that you don't have anything aggressive near it. They like full sun, medium soil. These plants are some of the best plants in my yard. So aside from my milkweed, if you ask me what else would I put in my yard, it would absolutely be this plant because it has a huge high nectar count. It is super low maintenance. There are bees, butterflies, moths, hummingbirds all over this plant every year. And one of the other things is it blooms from July through October. So most perennials do not bloom that long. Annuals will, but not perennials. So this is another reason why this thing is amazing. You don't need to deadhead it. You can cut it back shorter in the spring, so you'll get a bushier plant. It actually attracts a federally endangered bumblebee called the rusty-patched bumblebee, and it is on our endangered list. And this is one of the plants that attracts it. So if you want to help out those rusty patch bumblebees, this is a great one to have in your yard. And it is actually a threatened and endangered species in several states.
Have we considered like applying oil to the bees to stop them from rusting?
I don't suggest ever oiling your bees, ever.
Okay.
Good question, Adrian. And here's another thing. It's deer and rabbit resistant because it is a mint. It smells when you smell the leaves, even when you smell like the seeds, it smells like black licorice. It is a shorter lived plant, so 3 to 5 years is the general lifespan on this plant, but it is so easy to collect the seeds, or you can let the seeds drop. I don't cut my seed heads off unless I'm collecting the seeds because the birds all winter will come to these and pick out these little black seeds. It does need cold stratification, so it's not something that you would be wanting to start here and now in Michigan. And at the Friends Flower fundraiser and plant swap that we're having on Saturday, May 9th, we will have tons of these plants because they are prolific. When they seed, there's a lot of them. So we will have a bunch of these plants ready to go in your garden, and we will have those at the beginning of May. So this is going to be a swap where you can swap plants, or if there's stuff that you want to give a donation for, all that money then will go back to our friends of the library who put a lot of money into our programs, all of them, and have done a lot for our gardening programs. So hopefully we'll have a lot of people come and show up for that. If you don't have any plants, don't worry about it. Just come on by.
So it's a plant swamp.
Yeah.
Or swamp?
Not swamp.
Swamp.
Swap.
Plant swap. So I can bring in, like, say, big bunches of kudzu and share that out?
Nothing invasive, because I will politely take it and then throw it away in the garbage so it doesn't get into our ecosystem.
But then it'll just grow in the garbage.
It will not grow in the garbage.
I don't know. Kudzu's pretty tough.
I don't know. It could be. I do know that plant, and luckily I've never had to deal with it. But even just walking in our backwoods over here, I try to walk here several times a week, and the invasive Pachysandra is all over, and it's driving me crazy. I want to go out there and pull it all, but it's just...
You can pull it and bring it to the swap.
No, I can't, because it's invasive, and we will not share invasive plants. I should have mentioned that too. So we will not take invasive plants.
That's why you have me here, to remind you of these things.
You're right, because I always forget about this stuff. There's probably a reason I forget about it.
Listen, some people have common sense and some people are me.
So that is, I love, love, love this plant. Sometimes they don't call it hyssop. Sometimes they call it anise. It's a fabulous plant, and I want to see more of it around because it's so easy.
I'm pretty sure Hyssop is that one character from One Piece.
I don't know because I don't know what that is. See, this is what he does to me all the time. And I did have a question, not from, it actually was somebody asked Molly, and they wanted to know how to keep gravel out of their garden paths. And I thought about it and I'm like, wow, I have a gravel driveway. So I do have this struggle as well with weeds and everything getting in there. It can be really, really daunting. So I did do a lot of research on this. First of all, obviously, there are chemical treatments that you can get at your big box stores. That is my least favorite. Although the second one is one of my favorites. It is a propane torch. I have used these. They are fun. They are fun. You do have to be really, really careful. I will warn you there.
I would imagine.
Yes, you do have to be very careful. So it's a torch end, and there's a hose that leads to whatever size propane tank you have. And most people just kind of carry the propane tank with them as they go. Obviously, you need to be really careful in the wind and anything that's dry. I would always have a hose with the water turned on nearby just in case things don't go well.
You lost me at be careful.
I have lots of fun with this one. So it's not always the best choice because obviously you could cause some damage if you're not careful. And the other thing is it will kill a lot of your weeds, but only the annuals. The torch really does not kill the perennial ones that keep coming back over and over again, unless you do it several times. So you could.
So you're saying we can take the blowtorch out multiple times?
Yes, we could. Woohoo! But the safest, probably most economical way to go is with something called horticultural vinegar. Okay, so it's a 20 to 45% acidity, which compared to like the vinegar you would use for cooking or cleaning, that's 4 to 8%, 4 to 8. And obviously the horticultural vinegar is much higher. So you do need to take precautions like eye protection, skin protection, all of that good stuff. Again, it's very much like the propane torch in the sense that it will kill your annual weeds that are in there. But the perennials are going to probably need several applications. So this is something I'm going to be using because I do scare myself a little bit with that torch. I do because I get a little bit too overzealous and yeah. So again, wearing gloves, wearing eye protection because this acidity in this horticultural vinegar can mess with your skin. Can really mess with your skin, and even the fumes can be pretty strong. So obviously you're doing this outside, hopefully. So so keeping your weeds and grasses and stuff from getting into those gravelly areas can really be a challenge for sure. But although the chemicals are an option, I really don't suggest them just because they get into our water system. They can kill just about anything. Although the vinegar does too. The vinegar is not selective. Whatever you spray it on, it's going to have an effect on. But at least that's much more biodegradable into our soil than the chemical treatment from any kind of Roundup, such type of chemical. So, and again, they're just not good for you. They're not good for you to be around.
And that's important.
It is very important. So I always try to go with the most ecological choice possible. And as fun as that propane torch is, I do feel that the horticultural vinegar is probably the best. So yeah, that was a question from somebody, and I was like, that's a great question because I struggle with the same thing. So that's my research for this week.
Fantastic.
What's your research? What have you been doing?
I made some origami.
Didn't you make origami last week?
No, I was
No, you
supposed
talked
yeah.
about the origami.
I,
Yes.
I made a little jumping frog. Look at
Oh,
that.
does it actually jump?
Yeah, you pull it. I can't do it on my hand like I'm trying to do, but
I want to see this thing jump.
you push it. You push his butt.
Oh, we used to make these when I was a kid.
Mine sat too long.
I was going to say, he's not going very far right now, is he?
That's fine. Look, this one wasn't in the book, but it's my favorite origami project is the little box.
You made a box.
And now he's like a sushi chef.
He has a hat. We have a frog with a hat.
He looks like he's ready to cook.
He's a very cute little frog.
We're gonna put this on the screen so you guys can all see this wonderful frog in a hat.
Now, how long did that take you?
Like a minute.
I thought you were going to say like hours, because that's what I think about when I think about origami.
No, so you can get those really fancy ones,
Right?
Like I saw a guy turn just a massive, like those rolls of construction paper stuff, and he turned it into a beautiful dragon. And it took apparently days, and he would just have to pin it and come back to it over the course of days. But no, simple origami can be done by anybody. It's quick, it's easy, it's fun.
I still don't think I have the patience for it. I don't have patience for a lot of things.
You're doing origami right when you look at your hands and you've got like 10 million paper cuts. And
That's true. That's true. I didn't even consider the hazards of making origami.
You go out, you get a nice bowl of pad thai, and you're squeezing the lime over it. And your fingers are like, why?
Yeah. Yeah, that is never a good feeling.
So, something that my boss would like us to let people know is April is National Poetry Month.
Yes.
Yes. So you can come in and check out all of the poem books we've pulled into a display, and I'm going to highlight a book for our listeners to consider checking out, and then I will attempt to write a very short, probably awful poem for next week.
Oh, that's good. Don't we have a poetry contest going on as well?
We might.
We do.
I don't think I'm eligible because I work here, but it is what it is.
I wasn't sure if we could or not.
I wouldn't be eligible anyway because my poetry's bad.
I used to be really good at poetry when I was young. I started playing with it a little bit again. You know who's really good at poetry here?
Who's that?
Jessica.
Probably.
Yeah, she's really good at poetry. She can write stuff like in an instant, and you're like, holy cow, this would have taken me 3 weeks to do. Trust me, I'm a writer. I get writer's block, and then you can't write anything. But she can sit down and write a very quick poem that is amazing. So I didn't know we weren't eligible for that.
I don't know, but
no, it kind of makes sense. It does.
Hmm.
That's okay. Maybe we could have a poetry contest just for staff, so that if we want to submit, we can all judge each other's bad poetry, except for Jessica's.
Yay. Right. And okay. So for this week, I am pulling a primer for poets and readers of poetry by Gregory Orr. That's O-R-R. Yes, a primer for poets and readers of poetry by Gregory Orr from 2017 by W.W. Norton and Co. Incorporated. It is available at the Bedford and Carlton branch libraries if you want to check it out.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's my book.
I did want to highlight a book, and
Bum bum bum.
I know it's
We please advise all of our listeners to not actually highlight books
unless you own it.
unless you own.
I do write and highlight in my own personal books.
Do what you don't want with your own property, but please don't highlight.
No,
every book.
absolutely. I agree. See, you always think of the good stuff, man. One of my absolute favorite books is Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. And I mention this in a lot of times when I do talks. It's just an amazing book. And there's also a young adult version that we have here at the library. So we have both. We have the general, it's a nonfiction because she is a scientist. She is a biologist. She is a professor. She's a Native American from the Potawatomi tribe, and I believe she's an elder because I have looked that up before. And she was just here a few weeks ago. She was at Bowling Green University, and then she was at one of the libraries down in Ohio too. And it was a free event. I couldn't attend, unfortunately, that I missed seeing her, but we had a lot of patrons from here go and watch her. But the book is excellent. I think it's great for anybody. It's a lot of storytelling. It's a lot of science, but not science way over your head science, a lot of botany. And she puts in a lot of personal things about her life in there. So that is a book that I highly recommend.
And what was that title again?
Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Yeah, excellent book.
So if you are interested in either of these books, they are available at your local library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my book that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Should we jump over and talk about what's going on at your local library?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I'm going to start us off with one that I am personally running. The Bedford Branch Library is pleased to present Musical Bingo 1960s edition, coming April 23rd, 2026 from 6 to 7 p.m. Get ready for a far-out time as we travel back. We're playing bingo based on 1960s music. Be sure to register online.
I know we do have some slots left on there, but I would like to attend, but I don't think I can that night. But we all know that you're running that, right?
I am running that, yes. That is unfortunately mine.
And remember, he doesn't like the Beatles, people. Can you believe it?
I wasn't going to bring that one up.
I was, because I've been perseverating on that all week. I thought we were friends.
You've been sitting there stewing it like.
So yeah, that's a pretty popular event. I've gotten several calls the last couple of weeks for that, for people wanting to be registered. So here's something you don't have to register for. We have a native tree giveaway this weekend here at the Bedford Branch Library. So Saturday and Sunday, the 11th and 12th, the Friends of the Library, they are going to be distributing Black Hills spruce and white cedar tree seedlings. Remember, these are small. It is one per patron, and they are free. And the more trees we plant, the more native trees we plant, the better off our environment's going to be.
All right. The Frenchtown Dixie Branch Library is pleased to present Diamond Art. Coming
Ooh.
Tuesday, April 28th, 2026 from 4 to 6 p.m. This is for tweens, teens, and adult. Would you like to try diamond art? Join us at the Frenchtown Dixie Branch and enjoy an evening with friends making a diamond art magnet. Registration is required. All supplies are included. Register online.
Have you heard of diamond art?
I've seen people do it. It was a very common pastime when I worked at 911.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've not heard of that, but that sounds super cool. And you said that's at Frenchtown?
Frenchtown Dixie Branch.
Awesome.
Library.
Go Frenchtown. All right, here again at the Bedford Branch Library. What is citizen science? This is going to be on Wednesday, April 15th, 2026 from 6:30 to 7:30. This is going to be run by Jessica. Science enthusiasts, this informational program is for you. Jess will explain the world of citizen science, introduce you to our citizen science kits that we have here at the library in our Library of Things. And then she's going to talk about ways you can get involved in doing this. So this can be for kids, this can be for teens, this can be for adults, homeschoolers, anyone who's just interested in learning a little bit more about science. This is a great, great, great free event. So come on down Wednesday, April 15th. We hope to see ya.
We'll see you there. The Robert A. Vivian Branch Library is pleased to present Pokemon Trade and Play. The next one will be coming up on April 20th, 2026 from 4 to 5 p.m. Do you want to trade and or play Pokemon cards? Join the Vivian Branch Library on the third Monday monthly to trade and play Pokemon trading cards. This group is for you if you're a beginner or experienced. No registration is required.
You know, that all that stuff's coming back. I love seeing that stuff coming back.
You look like you played a little bit of Pokemon card in your time.
Never. I have no problem with it. It just, my kid was young at that time, but she wasn't into that. So She was a sport kid, so.
Okay, so this is gonna sound weird, but
No.
I know it's coming from me. So Pokemon, the card game, started when I was in high school,
Mhm.
and I never really played it because I played Magic the Gathering, which was a little bit more involved,
Okay.
and so Pokemon was never for me. But I did collect only Pikachu cards.
Really?
And at the height, before I sold them off, I had something in the neighborhood of 300 different. I mean, there were a lot of duplicates, but I also had every variation of Pikachu that they did a card for. It was pointless, but
Wow. No, I never knew that about you, that you collected Pikachu cards.
just the Pikachu.
Just Pikachu. Why? What was it about Pikachu?
I think it started as a joke and it just grew from there.
How often those things happen.
Yeah.
I do know this next event for the Bedford Library is almost full. So if you're waiting to get tickets to the Jane Austen Tea Party, I suggest you get them soon because I think we're down to 5 seats. This morning I booked some people and that's what was left. So don't wait. This is on Sunday, April 26th from 1 to 2:30 and there is no cost. We're going to be celebrating Jane Austen's 250th birthday. So there's going to be tea and snacks and games honoring Jane's lasting influence. Hey, if you want to dress up for this, they're encouraging it. So that would be fun. So you can register online with our events page for that Jane Austen tea that I think is going to be really fun. Yeah.
Should be good. Last thing from me. Dorsch Memorial Branch Library is pleased to present Fortastic Family Storytime Fun coming April 28th, 2026 from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. We'll be building a fort and sharing some stories. Bring a flashlight and a pillow for comfort. We will supply the materials to build a fort. Each family will build their fort and spend time reading together. Children must be accompanied by a responsible adult. Only one registration is needed per family. Register online.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun. When I was teaching a lot during COVID and I was going to people's houses and working with their kids, one of my girls, she did not like to write, and we built a fort. And she would write in the fort, though. So we would sit in the fort in the middle of her living room to get her writing done. And hey, you do whatever you got to do, right? But I think anything in a fort is fun, right? All right, last thing that I have for our Bedford Branch Library is file this under life-changing with a professional organizer, Jen Hill. On Thursday, April 30th from 6:30 to 7:30. Here's a question. Do you struggle with paper clutter? At this workshop, you'll actually be able to sort through your doom pile and support and learn a system that will make managing this a lot easier. It says, bring a stack of paper clutter from home and leave with it organized. I love that. I love that you're going to do something and you get to leave with actual skills. And you get to have some tools in hand for your toolbox because I know I struggle with paper clutter. I just get overwhelmed by it. Thank goodness for everything on available electronically now because my paper clutter used to be really bad.
Well, it's always good to have skills because in the sage words of Napoleon Dynamite, girls only like guys with great skills.
Do you know that's a movie I've never seen? I know. I know.
You were not friends with me over the Beatles. Now I'm not friends with you.
Fine. Good. Now we're even. Whatever.
All right. We certainly like to thank you for tuning in this week. If you happen to be watching on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the ring bell for notifications. Leave a comment down below letting us know if you've ever seen Napoleon Dynamite. And if you're watching us on Spotify, do be sure to like the episode and like the page as a whole because it helps us with the algorithm.
Sure does.
This has been In the Library with
Michelle.
And I'm Adrian. Thanks for watching.